Proving your identity online has always been a challenge, and today, as smartphones get smarter, desktops become smaller, and the office is wherever there is a Wi-Fi signal, it is even more vital to have a robust, enterprise-grade method for proving your identity online. One possible method of online authentication, widely trusted for 2 decades, is using digital certificates. But what are digital certificates? How do they work? And what are their drawbacks? Digital certificates are complex mathematical algorithms, but for a basic understanding, you need to know a little bit about something called PKI, or Public Key Infrastructure. Imagine that I have created a pair of matched keys, a public lock key and a private unlock key. In the real world, this actually happens every time I make a secure connection on a web browser. Now, the public key can be sent out to whoever I want to communicate with, but I keep the private key very private. And when my bank or an online shop wants to send me some secure information, it uses my public key to lock it, or more accurately, encrypt it, knowing that I have the only key that can unlock or decrypt it, the private key. But what if a hacker, pretending to be me, creates a public key and puts my name on it? Anyone replying to this public key could be sending information about me to the hacker. The usual solution to this problem is to use a trusted third party, known as a certification authority, or CA, which guarantees that the sender of the public key is who they say they are. But what are the disadvantages of digital certificates? The digital certificate has a finite shelf life, typically a year, which means there are continual overheads involved in issuing and re-enrolling certificates, either from CA charges or from the running costs of the business help desk. And every 5 years, the CA's own certificates need renewal. Now, imagine that you are the IT manager of a company with a large number of staff, say over 500. That's 500 help desk calls per year for each enrollment, and if they have 2 devices, 1,000 calls just on this one issue. Then, after 5 years, when the CA certificate expires, all 500 devices will simultaneously stop working, and all users must re-enroll with the new certification authority certificate. Now let's imagine, as has actually happened, that your staffing levels are into the tens of thousands. Are there any other issues with digital certificates? In the 21st century, with the advent of Bring Your Own Device, multiple logons on smartphones, computers, and tablets are scattering certificates around multiple devices. And when these devices are updated, can you be sure that your old smartphone has had its certificate securely erased? Similar issues arise in the case of a lost device. Where this happens, and the private key may have been compromised, the certificating authority can flag this up by logging the lost certificates in a CRL, or Certificate Revocation List. But these revoked CRLs are not instantaneously updated. They are only updated once a day, so there could be a window of up to 24 hours where a lost, compromised certificate is still being assured to be valid. So, how does two-factor authentication get over these issues? Lifecycle management of the chosen device is not a problem for SecurEnvoy's two-factor, and this is unique to SecurEnvoy, because only one device at a time is used for authentication. The selected device then authenticates other devices to be used. So if a user switches from smartphone to tablet, then the tablet assumes the role of authentication token, and any old keys are automatically deleted on the back-end server. Upgrades also work in the same way. The user uses their old device to provision the new device, and in doing so disables the old device. And if lost, there are no CRLs or revocation lists, because 2FA disables instantaneously as soon as the device is reported missing. But the key advantage of 2FA using the user's mobile phone or other nominated hardware as a virtual token is that there are huge savings in avoiding annual and perpetual help desk requests, and no costs involved in purchasing or replacing tokens.